Oh, it finally worked. This is your live. All right, I'm using a different camera. It's I'm not sure if this is Logi on this side, Logitech. It might say Logi over there, but at the very least, it works. So there might be something wrong with my software of the webcam. All right, let's get to the point. Like this watch, AP, blah blah blah. Let's get to it. So today's topic, we're going to talk about value, 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 skill, game, and why it's not all game, which is going to shock you guys. Hopefully this does work. Let's give it a try, shall we? All right, there I was, a day gamer who only cared about game, trying to learn every game style in the world. The thing is, at the time, it was all skills because I thought it was all game, you know? The big problem with that is not all game, but actually it's value, value, value. Skill, game. That meant I had to learn every system from white dating coaches and discarded 99% of the dirt to find the golden nugget, which was a waste of a lot of time because I thought it was all game. Like all the dumb red pill sheeps out there. Yep. Then by chance, something amazing happened. I discovered fashion, social skills about value. And when I started teaching students, I started seeing the taller students, the white students, they got laid more due to value. Instantly, it became crystal clear to me that how to improve my student results because I saw, as a dating coach, I have more students laid than all the other dating coaches in the world combined. My plan is to start getting every student to cut their hair on the boot camps. So I started changing their fashion too, and I picked out their outfits because one outfit might not work for another student, that even if they look the same with the same height, the same race, but it could just be different. But I didn't just stop there. I started implementing social skills into my training programs. Social calibrations, like body language and stuff like that, facial expressions. After that, this year, I started teaching more emotional control, not emotional impact. And for the impossible cases, it's almost like they have this rotten tumor kind of vibe that really, really turns off women. So building on that success, I decided to create a product called Elite 30, from hard case to hero. Also, a social calibrations course for body language called Kaizen. So it's not all game. It's actually value, 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 skill, game. Well, it's not, So now I can get more students laid than ever. 430 laid poll testimonials because it's not all game. I'm going to explain to you exactly why in detail. Okay, let's get started, shall we? I'll use the whiteboard. So why do I say it's value, value, value? Then skill, game. We always use the same formula. So value equals looks. Of course, looks is not always the face. Most people don't realize that. It's actually the height. Muscles, like wide shoulders. Maybe you call them muscles. Face does matter to some degree, but not as much as you think. Women are not lesbians. They don't like to look at a pretty face. They don't. They want a masculine kind of guy, which is kind of strange. The next value, you guessed it, money, especially for those dating coaches using seeking arrangements. The next value, so you're like, whoa, what the fuck, man? Your chart's a lot different than you expected. Next value is status, but status also means race. So status is race and lifestyle, job. Okay, so value, value, value. That's the value. That means, remember the 20 out of 35. You can score this out of 10 for the looks. You score money out of 5. You can score race out of 10. Now you got skills, and this is what most people don't understand, because I'm going to explain how this economy has been crashing for COVID-19. And I can explain to you how the skills are related to this in a moment. Skills. So we got body language, which is social calibrations. Social calibrations. All right. Hopefully you can see that. Skills. Social skills. See, social skills. Next one, skills. For the ones who are dropping off, I just want to say you guys are idiots because I'm going to teach you something really important. Emotional intelligence. Intelligence. And lastly, game equals game. So J or persuasion. Is that weird? So that means like you're always focusing on game. John, more game, mate. John, more game. I know every fucking game tactic there ever is in existence. Every single one of them. I know them because I field tested every single system out there. So when you're looking at game, you're looking at a very, very small part of this chart. You're like, oh shit. So why not boost your value? Boost the way like your hairstyle and stuff, boost that. Money, maybe dress better, have a nicer, this is why my students wear watches and shit. Having a nice job, if you say you're a music producer, like Justin Lee, then that way you can raise your money. Status. That's your race, everything. There's a hierarchy. And this year, Latinos have gone down a little bit. Middle Eastern gone 0.5 up, and Asians have gone 0.5 down. And you're like, what the fuck? Seriously? Asians have gone down? They're already 1 out of 10, John. Yeah, after the coronavirus, people have been scared of other Asian people who looks Asian as fuck. Not like whitewashed like me. They don't even realize that I'm Asian sometimes. And emotional intelligence means like when you saw that Black Pill video, I talk about how they have autism. They're kind of like angry and stuff, or they're very emotional, or some snowflake cunts. So for them, they need to turn off the emotions first. And game is just game. If you guys are kind of getting this, give it a thumbs up. Now let's talk about the next thing about the economy. Have you guys noticed? In the old days, this is like a job economy. Job means you're trading your time for money. So for example, you're working a normal job. You basically say, if I work from 9 till 5, this is how much my time is worth. In the old days, people used to have nice buildings and stuff. You will have to dress up in a nice suit. You have to go to work. You have to commute to work all the time. But now you realize with the coronavirus, it's almost like the job market is all destroyed. Lots of people are unemployed and they have lost their jobs. And you're like, what the fuck, John? That's right. A lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you has lost your jobs. And you're just like, my God, this is horrible. But now you realize that you don't even have to go to the office. There are some people out there who are working from home from their office. Now the people are like, wait a minute. If these guys are going home from the office, then why the fuck, if they can work on Zoom, then why are they having an office at work? So this is what they call the industrial revolution or industrial age. That's when things were like buildings, boot camps, all this stuff. And a lot of my business is done online. But you'll see how that relates to skill game, because the skills are very important. They're actually all related, because when you understand this, you'll realize that you've been focusing on all the wrong things. All right? Stay for that, and I'm going to explain to you. So, for example, after the market crash, it's like a recession right now. You guys have noticed. It's like, what the fuck? It's actually a recession. And you're wondering, damn it. It is a recession. So I think my main point I'm trying to make is just speaking to you and me. Just forgot for a second, but I think oh yeah, now you only realize the high income skills are the only thing that matters. The high income skills. So for example, for high income skills, there's 4 of them: copywriting, writing sales letters, sales skills, public speaking, like learning how to speak with your hands and stuff, and learning how to speak in speeches. Apparently I'm not doing so well today. I'm a little bit fucked up. And lastly, it is consulting and stuff like that. And that's why I'm a dating coach. Now you guys are realizing, like, holy shit. So you're saying we have gone out of an industrial revolution into a skill sort of economy. A skill economy, guys. Don't you get it? Skill. It's the same thing as having skill, 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 skill. What I predict for the future of game, because of social distancing, you actually cannot play the game the same way you do, because you can be fined for $4,000 when they catch you trying to talk to people if you're closer than 2 meters. So now you need an extreme level of body language and also social skills. The kind of social skills that you see before, the autistic Asians just walking up to women and like, hey, I thought you're cute, I want to come by and say hi. That's not going to fly anymore. These days, after coronavirus, the day game world will change a lot. So you will need like triple the social skills. You're like, whoa, what do you mean triple? A lot of these guys, they're not really aware that they don't actually have any social skills. And just like it is a new job economy, have you guys noticed? If you go from a 9 to 5 job, it's not good enough. All the businesses crashed. Real estate crashed, right? All the restaurants, not all of them, but a lot of them have shut down. It's exactly what's going to happen with the game. Game is out of style now. It is all social skills, emotional intelligence, social calibrations, a good lifestyle, money, earning more money, a high income skill. Because now it is like the Hunger Games. It's like the Hunger Games. May the best man or women, whoever the fuck, win. Because the only way you can really win in this economy is to like have the skills. So now you guys are realizing, okay, John, how does this relate to day game? I'm going to explain that right now. And when you understand this mental filter, you'll be like, oh my God, how come I didn't see it all this time? It's very simple. If you're just focusing on game, you're only focusing on 25% of the equation here. Skill, 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 game. Imagine you're doing sales and you're just talking in a monotone kind of voice. You don't have the body language. When you're just trying to sell something like, hey guys, you should get the elite bundle because now is the best time to learn all that stuff. So when they're using sales as skills, the tonality can change a lot. Seriously, you guys should get the program and practice while you still can. Practice at home in front of the mirror exactly like I'm practicing. Excuse me, I just have a question. You just keep practicing the drills over and over. But you see that? It's a sales skill. But the problem is that for day game, you guys realize if you're going to go out there and you start approaching and you don't work on your skills, I say work at the skills at home. Master the skills. Fuck the game. Because if you do sales and you don't have any skills, or you're like, you don't have the body language, you don't have the tonality, you don't have the emotional intelligence, you're only going to be focusing on the game. Why not focus on social skills, the way you speak to people? It could be like, the way I'm speaking to you. Also social calibrations and emotional intelligence. So what I'm trying to say is that for right now, because you can't really go out there and day game, you better treat this like a ninja. The guys with the mask, ninja. What do ninjas do? Let me ask you guys a question. They are training at home all the time. Ninjas are training nonstop at home. They're training with every weapon, every skill that they can get. And when they train over and over and over again, then they can apply their skill out there in the world. It's kind of like they go in there, they attack, and they get the fuck out of there. And that's exactly what you should be doing when you're talking with women. You need to be like so calibrated, exactly like in my last video. Do you guys remember my last video? The one that I'm talking about, like spam approaching. I'm talking about the concepts of ads. That if it's not calibrated, spam approaching is exactly like running a million fucking ads and hoping something converts. Thousands and thousands of approaches. But because of COVID-19, because of the coronavirus, you can no longer do that anymore, guys. You can no longer do that. Now you realize that you actually have to have skills. That means when you are practicing at home like a ninja, hopefully with Elite 30 from Marquis to Hero, because you don't want to practice retarded shit from white dating coaches who have no game, who are basically out there selling their goddamn Tinder-like course because they don't give a fuck about you. I'm going to give you value. I'm going to be here more often. Why not? Why not? Because I don't have time to edit all these videos. I'm learning like crazy. I'm practicing at home. I'm learning new skills. So this is a good time during the coronavirus to be learning some new skills. That's exactly what you're missing. So you should practice at home. Like, for example, maybe the first exercise I do is not to move my neck around. Remember, I had that neck brace in the last video. Maybe when I'm talking right now, I talk like this, I record it, and I just see what it looks like. Blah, 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 blah. And I keep talking and talking. And I was like, okay, that's good. I did like 10 takes of that. Maybe I'm going to work on sticking out my chest more. Now, I'm not going to move my neck. Excuse me, I just have a question. Yeah, I know it's random as hell, but I was going in this direction, and I see a little bit of movement, so I do it again. Excuse me, I just have a question. So I keep leveling everything up step by step. It's almost like a Kaizen, like my Kaizen program, until everything just starts to work a lot better. And then you'll be like, oh my God, that's awesome. So therefore, ninjas, you should think ninja now, because ninjas depend a lot about practicing at home so you can have skills. That means when you go out there, you try to close on the very first approach. That means as soon as they let go of the lockdown, close on the first fucking approach. So how you do that? There is no other way I can think of by using game, because it becomes a numbers game. Exactly like my last video when I talk about ads and stuff where people just spam approaching. If you guys get it, give it a thumbs up. If you guys get it, give it a thumbs up. I'm going to make this video a little bit short because I want to get that point across. So therefore, it's not just game. You got to practice also your perfect body language, social calibrations. You got to practice so many fucking times at home over and over, just like this. I just gave you 2 exercises, just 2 of them. Stick out the chest and not move your neck. There's also like the chin and all that stuff, the degree of it, the hand gestures, facial expressions, which you can learn in my Kaizen program. But you got to practice that at home over and over. And you got to say to yourself, if it is like a ninja and you got to go out there and you got to execute, why the fuck aren't more people doing it at home? Why are people going out there and just spam approaching nonstop, just spamming and spamming and spamming? Because RSD said so. I mean, if you had to do a speech, how many of you actually will you practice at home until you master that speech? Of course you will. You'll practice because competence equals confidence. I'll say this again. Competence equals confidence. Without competence, without the abilities, you will not have any confidence in what you do. So when you go out there and day game, when you realize that you can only make a few approaches during the coronavirus, because people will get scared when that lockdown happens, people will get scared and you don't have the social skills. What happens? You go out there, you act like a retard. And it's like the women walks away, they're scared. They're like, oh my God, a fucking COVIDiot or something. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So it really is all about value, which is, of course, you want to boost your value. You can always improve your hairstyle, Like my hair, I cut it myself. Yeah, I always cut it myself and color it myself. That's a skill. That's a skill, guys. That's a fucking skill. Making more money. That's a skill. A lot of you don't even have high income skills. So now that the new war has happened, you're gonna realize all these sheeps that love to trade their time for money in a normal job, they're wiped out. Their whole fucking life is wiped out because they realize that the government has fucked them over. They realize that with COVID-19, that everything they ever learned, they believe that if they go to 9 to 5, they trade time for money. Guess what? They cannot make that money anymore. They're stuck at home. For me, it doesn't affect my business. It's been very digital, which is very great. But the point I'm trying to make is not to say, oh yeah, good for me, pat on the back. No, it is to say that a lot of you realize that you got to pivot now. You guys, after the post fucking COVID-19 world, you guys realize that you need a lot more skills to survive. It is like a Hunger Games society now. And a lot of you are dropping off because a lot of sheeps are always like, oh, the government will take care of me. I'll get my stimulus check. I'm going to get my stimulus check, like the government, the fucking government will take care of me. I'll get my stimulus check, right? I'm going to get my, and you just sit there, not working on your skills at home, watching Netflix, hoping this coronavirus thing disappears eventually. And that's really, really stupid because you should be working on your skills. Use it or lose it. You should work on Elite 30 at home in front of a mirror. Every single time I see a mirror, I practice one piece of my social calibrations every single time. And then when I go back out there, I'm not anxious because I know at that particular time when I talk to a woman, my body language will be perfect. So if you keep ignoring the social calibrations of the game, you guys are going to get fucked. Seriously, you guys are going to get screwed. And the same thing with high income skills. You don't want to learn copywriting. Here's a book. And you don't want to learn sales. You don't want to learn like public speaking or consulting. You don't want to learn these skills. Guess what's going to happen out there? When the bosses rehire you back, right? They're going to be like thinking, do I need these people? Should I be using AI or something? Or, maybe I can offload it to the Philippines. Maybe they can take care of the job, like a VA. And you're realizing, oh my God, afterwards they're not gonna hire you guys back, and you realize it's all skills. And this is exactly the same thing about game. You gotta start focusing on skills, 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 then game. Game is just like sales, but sales does not work without the body language. It doesn't work without the tonality. It doesn't work without all these other factors that you guys are not really seeing. So your hair was perfect on the YouTube live you did 2 weeks ago, the one about debunking RSP. Oh, okay. Yeah, it'll grow back a little bit. So whatever. I didn't like it that much back then, but I'm still adapting it. So that's just a skill. I mean, cutting your own hair. I mean, who the fuck can do that? I can't go to a barber. So this is about self-reliance, but also learning high income skills, also learning. So basically, my main point is that after COVID-19 or coronavirus, after you walk back out there, guess what? Game is game over. You look at all the other dating coaches, the red pill dating coaches. Guess what happened? The guy who just wants to screw you over and just take all your money and just say, hey, it's all game, guys. It's all game. Guess what? Now they cannot make any money. Have you seen that? They're not even on YouTube anymore. They're gone. They're fucking gone because they don't give a shit because they can't make money from you guys. They cannot make money from you guys, so they disappear. That's their entire plan. They don't even give a fuck about you guys or helping you. Then you got the second type that just showed up. They're still here. They're called the opportunistic users. They're trying to sell some kind of course for even COVID-19, and they don't care about you. They just want to say, oh, a Tinder course. Let's just go spread the fucking disease that old people would die. But fuck them, In their mind, they're like, fuck these guys. Let's make some money. No, dude, every time you guys go out there, right, and you kind of spread this disease, which is asymptomatic, you can actually kill people out there. Seriously. You hurt your relatives, you can hurt your neighbors, and all these people. So this is a good time to work on your skills, like a ninja. So how many times should you? I do it over 100 times a day, dude. Seriously, over 100 times. But it doesn't mean you know how to do it correctly. So it's a good idea to get my elite bundle, and that way you have more Skypes. I'm adding one more Skype, guys, because of the COVID-19, the coronavirus. I call it the pandemic deals. You guys should check out on my website, johnelite.com. I'm building a new website. Unconnected to it, but I think it's good practice every time you pass the mirror. Yeah, basically I call it attacking the mirror. It's almost like a ninja. Every time I see the mirror, I fix that one thing about my body language over and over, but I only focus on one skill at a time. If you guys have Elite 30 from Hard Case to Hero, then you can do that. That's going to speed up the process. And sometimes you will need to practice for 30 days in a row. But the biggest problem is that when you're practicing your skill, kind of like basketball, without a coach, without the best coach in the world, me, best dating coach by far. I mean, I'm so good as a dating coach. It's insane. You just see more and more testimonials showing up. You see more boot camp testimonials and more. I'm going to make more trailers. Then I have a bunch more testimonials on top of that testimonials. Then I got more fucking testimonials. I'm just too lazy to edit. Plus, I already have the testimonials that's unlisted on my site that I haven't even edited properly. Fuck, I mean, you've never seen anyone who has so much student results. And the secret behind it is they do a lot of drills, even in the boot camps. In the boot camps, they do a lot of drills over and over and over, like the military, because it's a skill. It is not just game. It's not just SMVing it. It is a skill. So, yes, exactly. JohnnyLee.com. How many of you guys get it? Give it a thumbs up if you really get this, that you need to work on your skill. I would like to help you. Like I said, anyone who takes the boot camp now, okay? Right now, 3 days, guess what? 3 or 4 days. I'm adding another day. You take 5 days, I'm adding 2, so you get 7. But bring a fucking face mask and make sure that it's under control for the COVID-19. 7 days, you get 3 more days. That's 10 days. Great deal. Great fucking deal, isn't it? The second thing is that some of these courses, I'm adding an extra Skype. So that means even Elite 30 right now, you actually get a 30-minute Skype, which I can teach you how to practice at home. You know what I mean? I can teach you guys how to practice at home. And you guys can ask for fashion tips and all these other things that I usually do not teach outside. And you can find out what your biggest sticking points are. I can give you a game test to see, like, we can rehearse back and forth, and then I can see exactly what your weaknesses are. I can pinpoint everything. You'd be like, fuck. If John can pinpoint all your weaknesses, your sticking points. White dating coaches, their student testimonials, what do they say? I learned a lot about my sticking points. I learned about my sticking points. Well, guess what? John doesn't care about your sticking points. John is here to fix your sticking points so you get laid on a boot camp or you pull. Most of the students, besides 3, every single person has pulled or gotten laid in my boot camp. Ever since I worked for a different company all the way till now. The ones before I was Gaming Elite has a different percentage, but from that point on, everyone pulled or got laid. I got more students and stuff. So that's like, but before, a lot more students got laid before. They got like a huger lay count on my boot camps. They had more days. They weren't doing same day lays, they were doing number of closes. But that's not the point. The point is right now, for the new people that are showing up, I just want to say that it is not just game, it is value, as in looks, value as in money, value as in race and status, skills as in social calibrations, skills as in social skills, and skills as an emotional intelligence or emotional impact. And lastly is a game. Game is really the last fucking thing. Everyone was focused on game, and now you can see after COVID-19 or coronavirus, guys, the coaches that keep saying it's all game, they have all disappeared. They're not making any more money. I'm in those forum groups where you can post your videos and stuff, and guess what? No one's posting anymore. All these white dating coaches who cannot make money out of this, it's like, fuck this, I'm getting out of here. And like I said, the guys who are all opportunistic users, they're still showing up. So I'm going to show up here to make sure that whatever bullshit advice, that you do not get your mind diverted into the wrong bullshit advice. And practice at home like a ninja for the new people. Practice at home if you got Elite 30 from Hard Case to Hero, or the Elite Bundle or Elite Playbook, which has one more Skype. Get it. You got one more Skype so you can learn how to practice at home through my coaching. And I can see what you're doing and what you need to focus on. So it's a great deal. Just letting you guys know, if I have the best products and services, now is a good time to stock up. It's a good time to hoard the stuff. It's a good time to practice like a ninja, and go out there and always aim from now on. All students are going to aim for 1 shot, 1 kills. I'm raising the standards. And I want to say to the Asian people, and this is going to be really, really hard to hear. Asians, if your value in terms of your race right now, value, because of the COVID-19, you used to have 1 out of 10 for the SMV, for the race. Guess what? You have moved down a spot. Now you're at 0.5. So if you're 0.5 as an Asian guy right now, then that means your looks will have to be raised. You have to work out at home too. I know this doesn't sound good. You cannot look like a FOBby Asian, because FOBby Asians are getting punched in the streets from COVID-19 or having bottles of water thrown at them. And, you know, they're getting to arguments by a bunch of tall white people, because that doesn't happen to me, right? That doesn't happen to me because I look like a white guy, or dress like a white guy, act like a white guy. But the Asians who cannot assimilate, they are reminding people that they're like Chinamen. And what I mean by that is that when you dress Asian wash and you go back out there and day game in the future, your SMV is lower. So you better fucking like be on point with your looks. You better have no body fat. And if you're short, you better have elevator shoes, because now your race is not even going to help you that 1%. And for the Asians that love to make a lot of money, right? You dress like shit. You have to communicate your money. You have to communicate your fucking money. Does that make sense? Guys like this watch? If you don't communicate that you have money, then all that is squandered. If you guys are getting it, give it a thumbs up. I'm giving you guys some real advice here, because you're going to get fucked out there with the coronavirus. You better, when you talk to her, she better not think you're a Chinaman. If she thinks you're a Chinaman, it is game over. It's game over faster than ever. You talk to her, she's scared, like, oh my God, isn't this like COVID-19 right here, or coronavirus? No. You got to talk so white. You got to look so white. You got to be so whitewashed. And you got to dress non-Asian wash. then you'll do much better. My friend is getting harassed, man. It's true. Yeah, he's in the Navy too. Exactly. I'm on day 6 of Wayne 30. It's perfect product. Yeah, awesome, man. Please call it Elite 30. It's no longer called Wayne 30. Fuck that name. So basically, um, right now that's focusing on the social skills and social calibrations. The newest version of Elite 30 does have social skills in it. But sometimes even at home, my students practice with the TV show Friends. They have to match every single line over and over perfectly because they need to get the tonality. Because you realize that when white people speak to each other, they're like, "Hey Rachel, how's it going?" Oh, I mean, that's seriously a lot. That's pretty funny. You know what? Though, you know how white people they talk like that. That's actually how my Pakistani mentor talks like. Oh yeah, I totally get that. You know what's funny about that? It may sound like, you know, that's exactly how white people talk like. They're very musical in terms of their tonality. They're very musical. They almost sound like they're singing. Like this is like a musical or something. White people have this tonality. Asians are like, "I how are you doing? Oh wow, yeah." Indians are like, excuse me, like how are you doing? There's always like a very choppy kind of word. So now I teach my students how to not be choppy by singing their words to remove the accent. So when they're Indian, they talk like this, but they talk like they're pronouncing every single word and moving their mouth more. It becomes better for the social skills because now they have to match the tonality of Friends. Whatever game tactics you learn in the past, even as Asian guys, they don't matter anymore. It is all about social skills going forward. People who are just game, not thinking about skills after COVID-19, when they lift the gates, you're going to be wiped out. You guys will not stand a chance. You'll be wiped out. They're going to show you no mercy. I'm just telling you, you better boost your value. I mean, this is just a new watch, guys. It's called AP. See how beautiful the band is? Yeah. Royal Oak. Beautiful watch. But that's not the point. It's not talking about the watches, but the point is that you can't dress like homeless people these days and dress like a Asian watch. If you have this hint of Asian, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna get an argument exactly like the guy from Navy, or they're gonna punch you in the fucking head, or they're gonna have like a bunch of hate crimes. You're gonna experience that more and more because right now, 1 in 5 Asian men will not procreate or get married. But this is Judgment Day, guys. This means that you have to look white, like whitewashed to the max. Your skills will have to be so good. Your tonality has to be good. For Asian men, now for their skills in game, this category needs to be 10 out of 10. It may not even be enough. That means you need the Instagram to raise the value now, or you're fucked. You're fucked. Does that make sense? If you have no lifestyle, you're fucked now. And the money, you better dress rich, you better make more money, you better learn some high income skills. The word skills. And these guys who are teaching you game, all these RSD and stuff, their only skills that they have is the public speaking ability. They know how to speak to you and to game you guys. They're gaming the audience. And all these other dating coaches, every single dating coach that no longer shows up on YouTube because there's no money to be made and they're just sitting at home getting emotional. Remember, they fucked you over. They all fucked you over because they never cared about you. They only wanted to extract the money. And now the opportunistic users, I'm gonna wipe them out. No, not on my fucking watch are people gonna use the COVID-19 as a way as an opportunistic money-making thing. I'm gonna give you guys value. Therefore, I'm gonna help you guys. Fuck these people. I might even make a course to teach you how to not touch your nose, how to open the doorknobs with your elbow, because I'm very OCD. I wash my hands a lot. Even on boot camps, you'll notice John washes his hands a lot and you have to open the door. I don't really like touching all the germs. The world has to adapt to my kind of level of, OCD. So that's why I'm perfectionist. When I teach students, I'm perfectionist. But the point is, I also figured out something that got rid of my fever and my lung was hurting on the left side. I made a drink, right, of certain ingredients. I cracked the code. I got rid of the pneumonia or pneumonia. I'm not saying it cures the virus, but it makes sure you don't get the pneumonia, which you don't need ventilators. It could save your life. I might do that and give it away for free. And also maybe when you're stuck at home, I can give you some tips on how to cook and stuff. I'm a pretty good cook. And maybe some martial art tips. I can teach you how to block punches and how to do some Krav Maga. Maybe I'll make a course like that for COVID-19, especially when you guys are bored, you guys want to learn some skills, and maybe I can teach you a little bit about, maybe sales. I don't know, maybe some kind of copywriting. The point is, John's gonna help you guys. You don't have to pay me for it, for this course. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it. I'm just manifesting this right now. But this course is a counter to all the people using COVID-19 as a way to make money, as using fear, using all this stuff as an opportunistic sort of user. Fuck these people. I don't know how I'm gonna film the course. Maybe I'll just talk in front of the camera, show them all the tips, how to keep everything clean, how to use the elbow on the sink, because you guys will need that. How to clean the groceries properly, how to dispose of this, how long to wash your hands. These are things that I've already been really good at. I'm gonna help people. So, my friend here in the U.S. is getting harassed. Yeah, I swear, there's no snowflakes on this planet. You would be. I swear. Yeah, the thing is that the snowflakes, right, the sheeps, it's because I offend them. Their ego is super high. They're Asians. If you guys are getting this, give a thumbs up. Their ego is super high and their self-esteem is super low. So we can talk before the Industrial Revolution. Is that the dating coaches, how do they game you, the red pill guys? They all depend on boot camps. They believe in their mind, if they can funnel you from their shitty product, that which doesn't work, their game does not work, and they can funnel you into a longer mentorship online, and then they can funnel you into a boot camp. Then they can extract the maximum amount of money from you sheeps. So I'm thinking to myself, they were in the old school kind of way. They don't care. The snowflakes, when I say snowflakes, people are dropping off. I hate the snowflakes. The snowflakes are the same kind of guys who are in society right now, who are sheeps. We call them sheeps. The problem with the sheeps is that they are scared easily. They're emotional. They're always being employed because they want to play it safe. And now their jobs are all wiped out. They're sitting at home waiting for that stimulus check. The same snowflakes is the same word as sheeps, except for sheeps in the day game industry. The sheeps do not like, or the snowflake sheeps do not like it when I'm telling the truth. Because when the sheeps have money, you know what I mean? When the sheeps actually have money, guess what they do with the money? They don't go to Johnny Elite. They're actually going to the other coaches like RSD. They're going to some dumb Asian sheeps. These are the worst. This is worse than RSD sheeps. The ABCs of attraction. They go to ABCs of attraction so they can get some kind of inner game bullshit. With this inner game bullshit, they're not actually getting any sort of results. They're just mentally masturbating because their standards are so low. Their standards are so low because if they get a kiss on the cheek, then they're happy. Because they're Asian, they get a kiss on the cheek, and they're like, oh my God, I got a kiss on the cheek, therefore JT Trans stuff works. But because this year, because of COVID-19 and because of all this stuff, Asians in their day game, I mean, they don't have any day game results, just one. Their night game program is no longer working. It's no longer working. I remember posting like a new testimonial every single 2 days on this pickup artist forum. In ABC's attraction, they will not get out of the fucking ground, of the soil. They're kind of like crawling back in the hole that they came out from. It's like they're fucking ostriches, put their head back in the sand. Nobody likes to hear this. You see, they're dropping off because this is the truth. If you believe in ABCs of attraction, it's obvious you're not after the results because you're not after the skills. You're not after the skills. It's not hating on them. It's more like these Asians, right, are snowflakes. They're kind of like people that don't want results. They just want to feel better. This is what they call mental masturbation. You guys are not here to mentally masturbate because you're just making your ego feel better. Like, oh yeah, I'm dealing with my Asian inner game. I feel feeling better and getting results are not the same things. And the snowflakes do not like to be offended. Snowflake cunts should all be cunt punted and kicked in the nuts. Personally, whenever I deal with a snowflake, I feel like society is fucked up. The manifestation of snowflakes is the manifestation of low self-esteem. Low self-esteem creates snowflakes. And these guys in society, they're like employees and all their jobs are wiped out. This is why you cannot be a snowflake. And now that the sheeps are scattering, the RSD and all these other people that don't care about you no more, the sheeps are like, meh. When your sheeps have money, they go and waste it for mental masturbation. Do you guys get it? They're not in it to get laid because they don't believe that they can do it. So when they see me and they see the students, they're like, they get pissed off at me. They get really, really offended because the students are getting results and now they're realizing how inadequate they are. So they start saying, "Oh, I'm gonna worship the coaches," I'm gonna worship, you know. When they worship the coaches, the neural pathway, like I wrote before and all that stuff, they start accepting all the neural pathways from the wrong coaches. And what happens is that they start accepting more and more from white dating coaches. It's not compatible because the neural pathways from white dating coaches is from their SMV, from their what? For the white people. From their value, they don't have money, but race, value. So a white dating coach has a lot more value than you. 10 out of 10 for race. 7.5 for looks and height. Value. And you realize for the social skills, they have a little bit, but they don't have it that much because a lot of them are sociopathic and autistic. And they're teaching you guys with this gamey lines and stuff and higher cute. They don't have any social skills compared to the naturals, the high value naturals. Second thing is emotional intelligence. They believe that because they have so much value, they just need to vibe it a little bit. When they vibe it, now they have value. That's it. So their game is like 2 out of 10. 10 for the race, 7.5 whatever, and it's 2.5 for the game. No social skills. Maybe they have some body language, but they're facing her. They're not turning to the side. They're not practicing the 45 degrees. If you guys are getting it, give it a thumbs up. In whatever little game they have is like 2 out of 10 to get to 20 out of 35. So for them, that's 20 out of 35. So when they teach you a game, is 2 out of 10. So Asians, when Asians don't have the value, or the skill, they thought, oh, John, game, white dating coach, game, I'm learning game. So now they're learning 2.5. That's why it didn't transfer. That's why there's no testimonials for other companies, including Asian companies, for day game. And that's a big problem because they're not learning the value. Imagine you don't have any sort of race advantage. Now you got to work on the value. And a lot of Asians do not actually have social skills. I know that's not what you want to hear. I'm reading Psycho-Cybernetics, and I remember that belief can make or break you. And have your belief you can increase your skills, and looking back, an investment in your product was worth it. Exactly. So basically, a lot of the things is subconscious. Manifestation is subconscious. So if you don't learn the subconscious control and to reframe things, you cannot control the outer destiny. That means if you only focus on outer game and you don't focus on inner game, the mindsets. And the thing is that for the elites, the guys who are the richest guys in the world, they absorb the neural pathways from all the best, books and stuff that are written by other elites. There are other books by other elites, like the Psycho-Cybernetics. I've been coughing the whole year. It's not coronavirus. It's irritation, laryngitis. It's getting better. So, all right. So, that book you're talking about, elites wrote a bunch of books. So they're kind of like upgrading each other, like firmware upgrades. When we read all these books, I've been reading nonstop. Sorry, I was away for 5 days. When I was reading enough and stuff, I want to improve my sales letters. So I got a new book. I got many new books. I've been reading like crazy. Leaders are readers. And all the elites and stuff, the guys in the society, all the guys with all the skills. You see the sheeps are part industrial age. They don't have skills. These guys have skills. When you absorb the skills, then you'll survive. You'll survive. These guys are investors. These guys are like running businesses, Amazon. All these guys are all readers. They're just upgrading their mental firmware because they're all part of the elite. You see that? They're part of all these secret societies and shit. And they're all like that. They're all extremely smart. So yes, the inner game will affect the outer. And the problem is that with COVID-19, people are very scared. Now it's affecting the thoughts and feelings to manifest, to manifest good things. I have manifested 430 LAPO testimonials from students. That means I've got students that much results. It's my manifestation because in my thoughts, I need to save the fucking Asian race, the whole world. Minorities kept coming for all races and saying, you know what, if Asians could do it, like John Student, I want to do it. So I manifested that. I had a strong emotions that people don't care about Asian men. And I have a strong manifestation that 1 in 5 Asian men will not procreate. And the problem with these sheeps is that in the old days for Germans and Jewish people, the smart ones all left the country, and the dumb ones got wiped out. You guys know that. I know it sounds awful, but they got wiped out exactly the same way that a lot of these sheep will be wiped out after COVID-19. They didn't see it coming. They didn't pivot right now within this crucial time period. They didn't try to educate themselves and then try to improve their life and try to learn more things. Instead, they're just sitting back like sheep, getting emotional, and they're just watching Netflix. And just that's all they're doing. They're not moving things forward. So after COVID-19, you guys realize that the game has to be different. Your social skills have to be perfect because there's going to be a little bit of social distancing. And obviously being autistic and trying to touch her all day like Justin Wayne is not going to fly. And he's already got coronavirus. I hope it wipes him out. Metaphorically speaking, of course. He's in New York, so it's like the worst epicenter. You know, he's not helping anyone. And now he's not here because he doesn't give a shit about you guys. As long as you guys are not funding his goddamn money in his fucking funnel. Like I said, I'm the one who orchestrated somebody asking his girlfriend how they met, and she said seeking arrangements. I was the one who orchestrated that. I'm sorry, Justin. I just needed to know. Now I know. So that's him. They don't give a shit. They're not here. Fuck them. All these people, all these coaches that you thought, you know, were your friends because they speak to you with good public speaking abilities and they're so comforting to you guys. Where are they now? They're not even in your life anymore. They just all fucked off. Now they're all scared. Now they're thinking, oh no, I can't get them into that boot camp and I can't make that, you know, many grams from these sheeps, right? We can't shear the wool off of these sheeps. So therefore they all fucked off. And the ones who are still here are like, oh, how can we even shear more wolves because there's going to be less coaches around dating coaches. John's going to be the only one left standing at the end of this coronavirus. Doesn't affect my business. You know, when the going gets tough now, most people realize, oh, fuck, now sheep are so worried about their money. They're like, so how should I spend my money? Like, oh, John, 430 late post testimonials. They're not going to go to fucking Todd Valentine. You see how stressed out he looks now. All right? He looks like a fucking vampire. Fucking 50-year-old vampire now. They're not going to go to people like that. They're going to go to people. He only got one, like, fucking testimonials that's laid pull. Not that he actually has a pull-in feel at all. But people are going to come to me. Within these few months, they're going to be flooding my coaching because they need something that works. And to make it work, as I said, practice inside, practice at home, practice over and over 100 fucking times, and make sure you don't use the wrong habits. That's why it's very important to use your coaching, your Skype coaching, because you don't know if you're doing it correctly or not. But that's the thing, just like public speaking. And this is the insane thing. Like a ninja, when you're practicing at home, you're confident out there. If you're not practicing public speaking at home, like the speech, and you go out there and do it, you'd be scared. If you were not practicing basketball at home, you're going to be very, very scared. If you were not practicing boxing like Mayweather, right? Boom, boom, boom. You're going to get knocked the fuck out. Everyone practices it at home. Martial arts, every single martial arts, they practice drills in their fucking dojo or in their martial art gym. Mixed martial arts. Okay? Day game is the only fucking industry that says it's all game. They're the only industry that says just go out there and apply. It's kind of like going out there, getting into a martial art match without actually training. You're like, oh shit, you guys are understanding it now. Like, John, you're so fucking right. You're so right. So, one second. Got a lot of students here texting me. Need more practice. Okay, understand. Yeah, keep practicing until it's perfect. You got funnel hack exactly, like the Friends. I want to hear every tonality exactly the same. Any mistake, right, is unacceptable. So I have a lot of students right now, even during COVID-19, because more and more people want to train with me because they need something that works. Now you realize all the other coaches, their whole business was built on, you know, screwing people over. A lot of the coaches that hire other coaches, right, like lesser coaches, or else they use ads to market to you. They're scaling. That means RSD was scaling by having more coaches. So that way, with having more coaches, they can brainwash more people. And now you realize that even the marketing gurus, the big names like Grant Cardone and stuff, they fire like so many people, like 40 people. You see, All these people that are gurus, the red pill guys, they don't care about you. They are scaling their business so they can influence you more. When they influence you more, they can market to you and brainwash you because they're sociopaths. These sociopaths do not care about you. They just want the money. And now you're seeing it firsthand. These sociopaths, the last thing they want, this is the goal exactly. I study product before I study, and seeing how I emphasize action, most people refuse to take action. Before you take action, right, make sure you have calibration. When you have calibration, competence equals confidence. I'll say this again. Competence equals confidence. Competence means you're practicing so much in every single industry. Like I said, boxing, you have to practice. You have to practice. You know, if you don't practice, then you get knocked the fuck out, right? If you don't practice, everything needs to be practiced. I don't know why game is the only industry in the world where the coaches suggest to SMV, to spam approach. If you got no calibrations and you're spam approaching, how come every other industry has to practice? In day game is the only one that goes out there and just fights, or approach, without actually any skill. Just spam approaching, numbers game is insane. It's like saying I'm not going to practice rehearsing sales before doing sales. Just take massive action. What about massive calibration, guys? It's that massive action, massive calibration. If you guys are getting it, give it a thumbs up. So I know that you guys want me to continue speaking on this topic. And this is just the real shit here, guys. All along, you guys are seeing more and more that it is not even about the game. You can't just keep denying value forever. Value. Skill. Game is always the same. It's always the same chart. Looks, money, status plus game. Social skills, social calibrations, emotional intelligence, and finally persuasion game. I know every tactic of the game. And I'm telling you, it's not all game. That's not what my students, that's not what is getting them the results. And we do know that students who are taller or black or white, they do have more results. I'm sorry to say that. Women are women, and they're always, attraction is not a choice. No matter what, women will see this chart. They'll see it in your behavior. They'll see it in your vibe. They'll see it everything. And they know how to filter because they're always so used to swiping left on guys. Even women are affected now with their narcissism with COVID-19. Now they're realizing that, you know, this Tinder, they're stuck at home, is really the downfall of the whole SMV in society. In my generation, decades ago, we never actually had women that had so much power to choose. They always had social circles or they go night game. But now with Tinder, they have so much power. And now everyone's judged. Everyone felt COVID-19. Businesses are failing. So what I'm trying to say, exactly what I said earlier for all the new people watching, I made a comparison between the Industrial Revolution to the digital revolution. The Industrial Revolution, like boot camps, this is like teaching online, the inner circle. Boot camps is kind of like the old jobs, you know, like construction or restaurants. This is more like digital. FDA, everyone got affected in that area. And I'm just telling you the same thing with the game. I believe that people are not so much interested in just hooking up nonstop these days. They're not. They want to look for a girlfriend. They want to get married. A lot of my students want to get married. They're just tired of this shit. They want somebody good in their lives. And if you can't do that, if you don't work on your money, you don't work on your high income skills. A lot of impossible cases are almost autistic when it comes to these skills. Especially these RSD sheeps are just like, bah, they're just sheeps. They're autistic, they can barely make money. They're not increasing their looks. They're not increasing all this stuff. This is the new world, guys. This is a new world. The new game involves not looking like a Asian person. Like I said, when you go out there, they're going to throw a fucking Pepsi bottle at you. After COVID-19, you're Asian. When you look like an Asian guy, nothing will happen to me. They're going to be like, that guy looks like a white guy. Keep that in mind. You're all fucked. So your looks will go down if you continue to be Asian washed. The skill more important than value in both? No, they're very important. Imagine you have 3 units of value, and some Asian students are trying to boost their fashion. They're trying to boost the money, or in terms of like wearing a Rolex, and they're still working on their Instagram. But if you're lacking social skills and you're socially retarded, like a lot of Asian people are, or you lack the body language, you're always hunching, and your tonality, your emotions, your tonality does not sound like it's correct. Guess what's going to happen? These 3 skills, if you take them away, oh, they're going to take away a lot from your score, that 20 on 35. Does that make sense, guys? There are some Asian students that I have who are not focusing on working on the skills because Asians, the Asian sheeps, they all want a shortcut. That's why they like ABCs of attraction. They like Queef and Casanova. That fucking Queef and Casanova is just like, oh yeah, the fucking night game shit. They want an easy way out. They never want to put in the work. RSD, looks don't matter. Looks don't matter. Now they're just like, oh, looks don't matter. That's great. Asians don't want to put in the work to practice at home. They never want to be that ninja where they have to go out there with one approach and closing. They want to just do it like, oh yeah, just spam approach. Looks don't matter because RSD said so. Looks don't matter. Looks don't matter. You go out there and be looking. Money doesn't matter, right? Just dress like a homeless person, like RSD Todd. See, RSD Todd does not pull by the way he dresses. You never see a pull infield in your fucking life on his YouTube. He always ends halfway on Insta Day, and he's a pull infield. Everything's a pull. Todd, everything's a pull, Todd. Well, that's a pull, right? Because he said so. But you all believe it because you're sheeps. Nowhere can you ever believe a white dating coach again. Nowhere. You cannot just say, oh, because he looks like he's very good and he looks like he's plausible. You can't be a sheep forever, because after COVID-19 or coronavirus, you see all these coaches are full of shit. They have all disappeared. You have given them the authority when they haven't earned it. You haven't earned it. And they fooled you. And now you realize, oh shit, if there's no so much skills to learn, you don't know what you don't know. It's like the movie Inception. You see things from a very, very shallow point of view because you don't know how bad your social skills are. So you think, you know what? John, my social skills are not bad. I'm Asian, but you don't know what you don't know because you see it from a very shallow point of view. The sheeps are autistic. They always see things from a very shallow, literal point of view. When I teach you all these things, there is so much depth to what I'm saying. There's so much depth. Therefore, you don't know what you don't know. This is like level 2. Inner circle level 3. Boot camp, like even deeper. It gets deeper and deeper because the game has a lot of depth. Smart people think in depth. Sheeps are like shallow. So it's all like Inception, like level 1. They're just literal. I think you guys are getting the point. Yes, skill is very important. Skills, skill. It's just like if you're in the job world, there's a difference between a high-income job and a high-income skill. High-income job is like lawyer, realtor, all this stuff. But now that COVID-19 hit, all that is gone. Now it's about skill economy. Sales letters. If I'm still making money, my sales letters on my site still converting. This is like a book teaching me sales letters. I'm reading this stuff. I want to learn more. I always want to get better for my skills. Public speaking, right? I don't know. Hopefully I'm speaking a lot better because my student won 3 Toastmasters. He's going to win number 4 in the finals. The grand finals, he's going to win the world champion. I have no doubt that he can do it using my skills. Sales skills. He's closed 2.2 million using my sales skills. I can close 90% on the phone. I can sell ice to Eskimos, which is really amazing. So these are skills. Therefore, I'm not going to starve and wait for a stimulus fucking check. I'm going to change people's lives. So if it's all about skills, you got to look at day game. Day game skills are equally as important. So true earning online is more valuable than ever. Now is more valuable than ever. You got to understand that if people can, Skype, or they can Zoom, or they can whatever, and the bosses realize you can work from home for some of the jobs. They realize, why the fuck are they wasting all this money in the office? In the future, a lot of your jobs will be replaced by AI. That means McDonald's right now, they have these big kiosks. Eventually, machines are going to cook all the burgers. I believe people who are not part of the skill economy right now are fucked. Skill economy is now the new economy. It's the new world order. It's a new world order. Basically, the people who don't have the skills and they're depending on a high income job. See, with my skills, I can go to any job in the world and make money. And with my student, I've been teaching him how to do just that. He's been closing way too many deals for his company that they don't want to invest anymore because the banks are closed. They're too scared, but he's closing too much. He closed 2.2 million in like 3.5 weeks with my skills. He won 3 Toastmasters. He's going to win number 4, number 5. Skills, guys, skills. You guys getting skills? It's not the job. A student might be like, I'm an IT guy. I'm an IT tech. That's great. Or maybe like I'm their skill is like a lawyer or whatever the fuck. That's a high income job. High income skill is different. When he loses his job or he moves to a different country that he does not speak the language, he's fucked. Maybe they don't want to hire him as a lawyer there. The skills, however, works because even if he was a lawyer, he can write his own sales letters. He can get people to get him on them on the fucking phone, right? And then he can sell them his services. And then he can use the public speaking to be on YouTube at least to get some more leads. You guys are getting this? These skills could save your life. And COVID-19, you better be working on your skills at home. You better get Elite 30 from Hardcase to Hero and the Elite Playbook and use the Skypes that's included. I'm adding one more for each. One more for Elite Playbook and one more for Elite 30. Elite 30 has a 30-minute Skype now for free. I never had Skype coaching with it before. So if you guys get it, you can get it with Skype coaching and you can ask me, John, how do I practice at home? Because I'll never teach you guys in public. I'll never teach you guys the details on how to practice at home. You guys can ask me there and you can say, John, what are the 3 skills I need to work on the most? What is fucking up my game? You don't know, so you don't need another white dating coach's boot camp to find out what your sticking points are. Who gives a shit about sticking points? They should stick up their fucking ass. The only thing you should be caring about, it says sticking points, is like getting your dick wet in my boot camp by fucking women. You know, and just it happens so many fucking times in my boot camp where they pull women back home. It's not like fucking learning about sticking points. You see, when the sheeps no longer have money and they're not wasting on other coaches, now they realize something. Now they realize that they've been wasting their money all this time, mentally masturbating. You cannot just mentally masturbate to feel better, kind of like, oh, it's they're all doing it for their ego, self-development, because they need therapy. If you guys are getting, give a thumbs up. No longer a jobs economy or industrial. It is a skill economy. It's no longer just industrial. It is a digital economy. A digital economy is going to replace most of your future jobs after COVID-19 stops. It might not even stop until like the middle of summer. Maybe it starts until like fucking September or even next year. We don't know when the deaths are going to stop or when the curve happens. You know, we don't know when that's going to happen. So, but however, I'm still doing fine. And the problem with the red pill dating coaches is that now you realize that they're not here because the money is not here. They're no longer showing up. And now that you realize more than ever, this chart is more real than ever. This is the truth because they just want to focus on game. Now they can't even make money. It's all these other things, skills, value. So true earning online is more about, John, I'm really annoyed. I can't get my hair cut because barbershops are closed. Did you cut your own hair? That's correct. I did cut my own hair. So I cut the top, you know, I cut everything. See that? And I faded it too. See that? It's like lighter here. It gets darker. Even look at the back. The whole thing is done by myself. I'll tell you guys the truth. All this time, guess who cut my hair? You probably thought it's from a barber or whoever colored it too. I did all myself all this time because it's a skill. You're like, holy shit, John, you actually cut your own hair? That's a skill? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. because skills is something that is teachable. It is learnable. Like I have a lot of skills, and people don't realize. For example, like this is just a nunchuck, right? Like I have a lot of skills. Yeah, I could do just about anything, really. But so skills is what's gonna. Does show friends help you increase your emotional intelligence? Well, you have to see in terms of context for the show friends. For the show friends, right? You always see on the surface level. So if the guy's like, "Hey Rachel, you know, I love your cooking, but I gotta get the fuck out of here." You might be thinking, "Oh, he loves her cooking." He might be saying, "I don't like your cooking. I gotta get out of here, but I just want to be nice to you." You don't see that inception level, the context. When this is over, I want to learn Krav Maga like you. Yeah, do it. A lot of my students are learning Krav Maga. So this is not Krav Maga. They don't teach nunchakus. Krav Maga is more like they teach you how to. Krav Maga is a great skill. I highly recommend it. It's really army defensive thing, but they practice a lot on their skills, guys. A lot of their skills. So when they go out there and apply it, then they'll save their life. But the thing is that martial arts practice skill, self-defense. Military practice their own skills. Military practice all these drills over and over and over again. And you're wondering why the fuck isn't any other industry practicing their own skills? Where's your Indian partner? I don't know what you're talking about. So basically for skills, if the military practice skills like the way day gamers do it. If militaries practice the way that day gamers do it, you know what happens? Okay. If they just practice game, it means that going to war and they're fighting out there. They're fighting without actually having any skills. They're gonna get slaughtered. So whoever says is all game is bullshit. Does that make sense, guys? If you get it, give it a thumbs up. So now that when you start working on these values, it's like doing drills at home. A lot of beta behavior from guys, just the opposite of you want to watch it. I say you're full of shit because extra gulak, right? What you don't see in your mountain of filter, right, is that the blue pill people, they actually have this tonality. They can actually talk like this. They can change your tonality in talking about social skills. So imagine instead of sounding like an autistic fuck, right? Like, excuse me, I just have a question. I just left my friend. I was going this direction, right? See, you're trying to be alpha. And I saw you walking this way for a few meters and you remind me of whatever girl you like lost your own thoughts. So when you talk like like that, right, it sounds autistic. But if you want to use the same algorithm with social skills like friends, you can be like, oh, excuse me. Hey, I just have a question. I know it's random as hell, but I was kind of going this way. And you know what? You remind me, right, of my friend Lisa. Lisa was like you, but she's a lot like shorter and stuff, but she's really annoying. At least you're not like Lisa. I know it's random as hell. I don't know what I'm saying. My name is Ross. Nice to meet you. So, you actually look like you work out a lot. Hey, where are you going? You see, it's a social skill. The tonality of social skills is 50 times more powerful because social skills is PUA domination. All the naturals have good social skills. And that means you can now infiltrate like a ninja into their circles. Because when you fit in the in tribe, you will not be part of the out tribe. The PUAs, unless they have very tall muscles, height, and SMV, then that stuff is not gonna work very well. You're gonna do a lot of spam approaching. Hope that makes sense. You have to be able to match the tonality so that way, like a ninja, you can infiltrate and go for your mission. Yeah, to show friends. I have a whole program. Cool, excellent. But you see what I mean? By learning how to talk like that, you no longer sound like a PUA. You don't be like, oh, by the way, I just noticed something about you right now. I'm looking at your legs, right? Your legs look very set. Instead of talking like a fucking autistic fuck, right? You could be like, you know, oh, by the way, I just noticed something about you right now. It's very random. So looking at your legs, right? Do you work out a lot? You look like you're very are you a flexible person? See, this is a new game. You don't have to actually try to be like, oh, look at your legs. It's very that's creepy as fuck. But if you ask a question, right? Oh, I'm just curious. If you do yoga, are you like a flexible person? Can you do the splits? You can lead her mind around because some of the students don't know like how to flirt. They don't know how to lower their voice, do that with their face, and SMV it. So they have to ask the questions, and you can bite your lower lip too. By the way, you look like you do a lot of yoga. Are you like flexible kind of person? Oh, you're not. Anyways, I was saying, so you can ask the questions to replace. So a lot of my game has been changed. In the sexual connection, you do not need to flirt. Romantic flirting. Oh, I'm thinking about gonna fall in love with you. No, fuck that shit. It should be like, you know what? You don't even bring up love. And hand holding, you should not do it. It's not good if she doesn't see you as a potential boyfriend, girlfriend frame. Focus. And now with COVID-19, there's no more touching. No more touching like Justin when high five, all that shit. Because when you high five, right, you'll be spreading coronavirus. Like he has it. You're gonna be doing elbow to elbow, like, hey, whatever, but we can elbow to elbow, right? And she's like, yeah, right? You see what I mean? A new type of game is emerging. Don't worry, I'm just keeping my social distancing. Your tonality now sounds more like friends because it's more friendly and you fit into the tribe so she doesn't walk away from the social distancing. You'll be calling out the elephant in the room with my new game. Don't look at me like I have coronavirus. I don't. Do you have coronavirus? Maybe I should be afraid of you. You see that? The way you're speaking will match the friend's kind of tonality. That kind of tonality is the new game. This is the new economy, just like the skill economy. This is the social skill economy. This is the body language economy. You can't just be standing like this, hunching and saying you're cute. The new game is the future. No more touching. And when you're insta-dating, you're going to be like not next to her, spreading coronavirus. The new game is going to be like sitting across the table. Come on, let's walk this way. I swear I don't have coronavirus. Don't worry, we can socially distance ourselves. Let's grab a coffee. I'm going to sit across from you. Just promise me you will not cough in my direction. I'm just joking. You get to know her better, you build more comfort. When you go home, you just say, I'm just joking. I don't have coronavirus. Besides, we're still young anyways, right? We're not going to catch anything. All right? So no matter what happens, even if it's 2 weeks, whatever, no big deal. Come on in. She's like, okay. I mean, if you're out there and you're not afraid, it's obviously you don't care. Come on, let's go upstairs. Listen, I don't have time for this. You know, it's hard to meet people, especially on Tinder and all this other stuff. So you might as well meet like this. Hey, maybe I just want to find a girlfriend now. Maybe I just want to, just get on before the apocalypse happens. Before the whole thing shuts, she'll come with you. You see that? So this new style of game, my game adapts every single 3 months. Every 3 months, and this will be field tested for my students. A few of them are still testing out there. I don't know why they're still doing it out there in the coronavirus. One guy in London is doing it. He's testing it out. So calling out the fear is very important for a new tactic. So this is the only part of the game. This is game, but with the social skills. Now you're involving the social skills and the body language and, talking with the friend's tonality, right? Especially with women. So that way they don't get so afraid. Hey, how's it going? She's like, do I know you? Not really, but it's the coronavirus time. Hey, no, don't leave. The thing is that everyone's afraid of each other. Social distancing and all that stuff. We're exactly 2 meters apart. I know it's random as hell to talk to you, but oh, come on. Don't look at me like I have coronavirus. Do you have it? No. My name is John, by the way. What's your name? I'm not going to shake your hand. How about elbow to elbow? Come on. Just come on, elbow. Okay. Anyways, that's good. See, now we're building some trust. So this is like a lot of negotiations, that kind of skills. So the game will be adapted. So it's like, what the fuck, John? My game is always adapted. It's always field tested. It's always split tested. It's not theories. Until this is split tested, maybe you guys can do some of it. Until all of this works, then I can certify as John Elite. I discard a lot of shit. There's a lot of things that get discarded. And for the guys who have the new playbook and the new Elite 30 from the Google Drive, where I'm also hosting the course in one long video, you notice there's a commentary updating for 2020th game. So every year it changes. I don't teach the same things. And have you guys noticed, no matter what I teach, there's always more and more depth. You're really talking to like the best day game coach in the whole world. All that stuff I've been teaching you all this time, I've always known about all these years from the inner circle. It's just finally like out there in public now, more and more. I keep a lot of this stuff secret. Even in my inner circle, I keep things secret. I keep it secret. The bootcamp students knows a lot more. And sometimes people take the bootcamp again because they want to know the updates. They want to learn like what's the next thing, how to practice their skill, their Kaizen, get a little bit better than before. Hope that makes sense. That's just what I want to cover. Is there any more questions regarding this new game? But it's not a new game. It's not a new concept. It's always been value, 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 skill, 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 game. So don't let anyone ever tell you that it's all game, because these marketers, these red pill guys that you guys fell for, they're not here anymore, guys, because there's no money being made by them. They don't care about you. They don't care. Even if you worship them like sheep afterwards when half the population dies, guess what? It's on you. You're a horrible fucking person. You fell for it. And you guys just realized that when you thought you needed them, they abandoned you. And now these opportunistic user motherfuckers, other dating coaches are showing up. Todd needs to go down. They all need to go down Genghis Khan style. They're hurting the population. And now the sheep are scared because now they got extra money, or they don't have the money. Now they're holding on to their money. Like, oh, what am I going to do, right? Corona, because you have no skills to make more money. That's why you should invest it in yourself, in your skills, and in the day game skills. And the only coach with 430 LAPO testimonials, John Elite. That's all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed today's YouTube Live. I'm gonna be back on it more because it takes a really long time to edit all the videos. And I like to read and shit. I want to learn some more stuff during this time. I want to sharpen the saw. I want to sharpen my skills, which is very, very important. Why do you keep your secrets from public? Well, I mean, think about it this way. It's like a secret society. Inner circle knows everything. So within the inner circle, my Pakistani mentor, the whole group, we don't keep it. We don't teach the public this stuff. Second of all, what about the bootcamp students? What do they pay for? Third of all, you don't need my entire game to get laid. You just need 20% of my game. Just enough of my game, some of the skills is good enough to get most of you laid. It already got 430 LAPO testimonials. Also, the more that I teach you, right, and the more your mind's opening over time, you're not ready for it. You guys are like, oh my God, the society is too immature. So when I say people use Instagram and have algorithms to convert, you guys are not ready for this. All these things I'm teaching you about skill, social skill, you guys are not ready. You guys are still in that mindset, the old school mindset of the job mentality, the industrial revolution. You are not ready for the digital revolution. You are not ready for what's in here, the student results. But that's what get all the student results. Every single fashion, every single thing I teach, there's too much depth. You will never understand my game. You guys only know about like 25% at most. I'm sorry. You don't need to know everything. Unless you actually invest in the coaching, and I know that you actually, you want to train with me and you're not closed-minded. I know that your mind's open because you invest in yourself. Then I teach you more. But like I said, you don't need it. This 25% of my game is enough to get almost every single one of you laid. 430 LAPO testimonials. I mean, come on now. That many. And there's a lot more coming. I just didn't have time to edit. That's how powerful my game is. That's how powerful. And if you're like a tall black guy or a tall white guy, it says Latinos are no longer considered positive stereotypes, guys. They're no longer considered positive stereotypes because Latinos are like Donald Trump. You see? He made them all look bad. Now their SMV is 6.5, not 7, no 10. Asians are -1, and Middle Eastern are 0.5 higher. So it's kind of like Middle Eastern has gone up a little bit, like 6.5. I know it's unfair. It's unfair on Asians because of coronavirus. These big events can affect things. But if you're like a tall black guy or tall white guy, right, you got the race value here, status. right? You got the value for height, muscles. You don't even need looks. Black people are not that good looking. No offense. A lot of black students. But they're tall and they're masculine looking. They already have this much value. They just need a little bit of vibing. You see that? And of course, if you're lower in the chart, you need a little bit more game, a little bit more social skills. Imagine in this whole industry, for all the day gamers, all the sheeps, all the autistic Asians, all the RSD victims, the JT trend victims, how many of them have social skills? 0%. They don't even know how to talk to people normally. They're just narcissistic, autistic, overly offended, snowflake, cunt Asian people. And 1 in 5 would not procreate. And guess what? After coronavirus, right, RSMV is lower. I'm just saying, as a species, that 1 in 5 theory happens a lot quicker now. And you guys better start working on your skills and stop fucking around. Stop going to JT trend, ABCs of narcissism, and stop going to RSD, guys. I'm telling you guys that if you guys do this, you'd be that 1 in 5. And half of the Asian women that are born in America are marrying white guys. Over 54% now that are born in America. It's kind of like if you were an immigrant family, you had a daughter, guess what? She's going to be married to a white guy. You're fucked. You're fucked. And these guys think it's funny. These sheeps are like, John, I gotta worship you. They worship you. You're gonna die. You're not part of next generation, you autistic fuck. Hope that makes sense. For these guys, it's like, oh, I got more money. I go ABC's Attraction. I go to Queef and Catch Nova. I go to some tall fucking dating coach. Or you're losing your money. But John, I don't like your attitude. Well, 1 in 5, you're gonna die. 1 in 5, you're gonna die. 1 in 5. I like using your stuff, but I like Ross Jeffries pattern inner cream. Yeah, JP, but you don't get any results. So in day games, so you can like whatever you want, JP. I don't give a fuck. But you're not getting results. You can like. See, that's the problem. You like to worship. In Ross Jeffries, how many infields does he have? I actually started in the same year as Ross Jeffries, 2001. I'm actually the first day gamer. I accidentally went online and saw Ross Jeffries stuff. I posted about the About Me page. So the John Elite is actually like the first day gamer in the world before Mystery. Mystery came 2003. John came. You're like, wait a minute, John. You look like a fucking 23 or 24-year-old guy. I'm not. I'm not. Can you guys see the gray hairs? I'm the OG, original gangster. I went back that far, even past Mystery. So I'm not talking about naturals and stuff. I'm talking about like PUA. I was the first generation. So I know who Ross is. I know what he teaches. I field test that fucking game in university, guys. That I was using Ross Jeffries' game in university, and I got nonstop rejections back in 2001. Thank you, Ross. And look at this old cuck, right? You really think that old cuck is like banging a bunch of hot, like fucking 19-year-old pussy? Come on, now. It's just mental masturbation. That's why, JP, you're just like all the other Asians. You're going to be that 1 in 5 that's not going to procreate. You're not going to procreate. You're just the autistic type of Asian that just love to worship dating coaches. I'm sorry to say this, guys, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Because you're not working on your skills, JP. You're not working on your skills. Guys, get it, give a thumbs up. I know I'm offending a lot of Asian people, but you guys have not woken up yet. You're just so busy worshiping. That's the problem with the sheeps. They love to worship. They're like, oh, they see infields in it. It's like, well, here's the fucking infields. Oh, they see more. Well, how about your white dating coaches? How many pull infields do they have? 0? How many does Todd Valentine have? 0? How about all the other coaches? Okay, one guy has a pull infield. Does he have any same day lays, like from beginning to end? Nope. And it's like, oh, another guy has it, right? But this guy, how do I know it's real? He used to blackmail his fucking students. So it's like, how many of them really have it? But how come they get a free pass? And then minorities will be like, oh, prove to me. It's like, I already did. Dumb fucking idiots. They haven't even proven anything. You can't just give them a free pass. So when you give someone like Ross Jeffries a free pass, it goes to show what a fucking sheep you are. You guys get it now? You're like, oh shit. If you guys get it, give it a thumbs up. You guys are giving free passes to all white dating coaches. They haven't accomplished shit. They haven't accomplished shit. You're like, oh, they haven't accomplished shit in day game. Because white dating coaches are autistic too, and they're a little bit sociopathic. They have no social skills, dude. They have no social skills. They're all sociopaths, narcissists, no social skills. They just have a little bit of body language and they're vibing it because they have so much value to get over. But they're banging women who are like 4 out of 10. Let's just be real here. Look at Todd Valentine's girlfriend. She's like less than a 5, like 4.9 out of 10. Let that sink in. Most of you wouldn't even fuck her with a 10-foot pole. Seriously. Most of you would not fuck her with a 10-foot pole. You wouldn't do it. You'd be like, ew, ugh. You'd be like grossed out. You see how much of a sheep you guys are? Because of your need to worship. That's why when you sheeps got money, you just throw it to the wrong coaches. And now because of the COVID-19, the whole economy fell. Now you're starting to think, well, maybe you shouldn't be a sheep. That's food for thought. Your need to, like in the last video about worshiping, your need to worship is the reason why you're stuck, because you absorb the mental filter of all the other dating coaches you worship. And a lot of people are dropping off because they're very angry to hear this, because they don't want to hear their sheeps. They're sheeps. But one day you have to actually listen to it. And one day you'll acknowledge what I'm saying is true. Like I'm saying, one day you acknowledge that's true. Your need to worship is the reason why you're stuck. That's why you keep getting the wrong neural pathways from red pill dating coaches who only want your money. And now JT Tran cannot make money because his whole business was dependent on boot camps. It was all dependent on having different instructors teaching you bullshit, mental masturbation, fucking inner game bullshit to make you feel better. That has nothing to do with getting your dick into a hole like my boot camp. It's just a guys with very low standards. Such low standards. I expect all my Asian students to get laid. I expect every single one of them. Raise your fucking standards. And when you're in my boot camp, I'm going to be twice as tough, because now that your SMV is lower, John's going to be more of a military drill sergeant. A lot of you got laid after my boot camp. Were so pissed off at me because not only did your eyes turn evil getting laid, you started, taking me for granted. You start getting too narcissistic. And you think I was being too fucking tough on you because you're a snowflake cunt and it hurts your vagina. It happens so many times. When students get laid under my coaching, they start turning evil. It gets to their head because their narcissism is so high, their self-esteem is so low, like this. Now they're like, oh, I'm so great, my eyes are red. Yeah, my narcissism is so high. Now they can't think. They just like, yeah. They take you for granted. I hate people like that. I hate narcissistic people. I hate fucking narcissistic students because once I get them results, they turn evil. You get to see if you're a Jedi or a Sith. And 50% of them become Sith, or the evil side. 50% become Jedi. I need some boot camps. They give them drugs and get all the woo-woo. Yeah, for RSD boot camps like Jeffy and stuff, they'll use like MDMA and a lot of different drugs and stuff. They'll try to bring women into the van, and yeah, or they have cocaine and stuff. That's fucked up. No drugs in my boot camp. Should I discard info because I'm feeling vision, sounds, some mentality I learned from Ross and communication? I'm not saying his friend zone model works. So basically for Ross Jeffries, I know exactly their whole system. This is what they call modalities, like he said, is visualization, linguistics, and kinesthetics. So basically visualization, I learned the system before. I learned all the systems. I can recite every system. But in the beginning, they go indirect, and then they was like, this is a visualization, this is linguistic, or this is Kino. So they try to use that kind of shit. There's a lot of mental masturbation. The only thing that you subconsciously need to imply to a woman is very simple. You probably find me attractive, but you just don't know it yet. You see that? When you say that, now the subconscious become conscious. You see that? Now it both activates. You don't need that Ross Jeffries shit like self-pointing. I know all his techniques, right? Oh, the sky's beautiful instead of this guy's beautiful. That's what it sounds like. This guy is beautiful. You self-point. I know all their fucking tactics. I did this myself in university when there is no such thing as like, white girls never seen an Asian guy with a white girl before, back in my generation. And this patterning shit, this subconscious, just imagine me, right? This is your feeling of me. Just expand it, right? Expand your feeling of, no, fuck this shit, dude. Fuck all this Ross Jeffries shit. You want the real subconscious game? It's in the body language. It's in the vibe. It's in the manifestation. It's also in the commands. Oh, you're getting very close to me. You must find me sexy, but just don't know it yet. This is like a progressive framing, but that's very weak because you can bring it further. Get away from me. That's joking. Anyways, that's the thing though. It goes beyond just progressive framing. You can progressive stories. Subconsciously, you can tell a story of someone just like her that you met and she became your girlfriend. You just banged on the first date. So this subconscious programming can be way more powerful. Does that make sense? And also you can tell other stories like, I'm not going to teach you any further on this. You guys are not ready for this kind of stuff. This is more advanced level game. But before you focus on advanced level game, you should focus more on the basics. The basics will cut through everything. Game, no matter if I taught you every single tactic you've never heard in your life before. Like I said, if I know fucking, Ross Jeffries' game that well, right? I probably know everyone's style. I have field tested everyone's style. I have discarded 90% of it, and I kept all the gold nuggets. I've discarded from everyone's game. That's all I'm saying. Justin Wayne, I got a gold coin. Pakistani mentor, nothing but gold bars. Come on now. A lot of these white dating coaches game are just gold nuggets bullshit. Absorb was useful, discard was not. Exactly. You got to adapt. But you got to start discarding. But instead of discarding, why don't you just use my system exactly? Because I already done the 18 years of work, dude, JP. I spent 18 years field testing every fucking system. And when I tell you that romance does not work for everyone, it's like driving with your fucking hands and like your elbows, right? And you're pressing the gas with your elbows, or romantic sexuals like using your feet. And the fastest way to get results is a sexual connection. When people resist that, what the fuck are you guys doing? They're all field tested here. If you guys get it, give it a thumbs up. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but I already field tested everything. I know everyone's game. So why reinvent the fucking wheel? Because you didn't want to absorb my neural pathways because you're a sheep. Because you're not worshiping me enough to absorb the neural pathways, JP. That's why it's kind of like you're absorbing the wrong people's neural pathways. White dating coach here, another tall coach here. Now you're stuck. Now you got all these roots stuck in your tree, and now you have to build a new habit of my one to push it out. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say because you don't want to put in the work, JP. You don't want to work on the skills. Because social skills, you're like, oh, you're so socially retarded. You're like, you don't even know how to work on social skills. You don't even know. Body language, you're probably beta as fuck, but you don't realize that because you think you're so, because of the autism, you have all this cortisol in your body and you're just like freezing up, fight, flight, and freeze. So you keep freezing up and you're like stuck because you're focusing so much on the game. You're thinking you can learn some subconscious. You never work on your body language. You never learn how to take ashwagandha. So that way you don't have the adrenaline. You didn't learn your skills. You try to raise your value. You try to work out, but you just haven't put in the work for learning the skills. Just socially unaware. With the autism, you can barely even read her facial expressions. So yeah, exactly. Now you guys are getting it. I'm just giving you some real shit here. Like I said, there's a reason why I'm the world's best day game coach and the world's best dating coach. Nobody has my kind of student results. They'll never have my kind of student results in their lifetime. Ever. So I just want to see what's going on with my student. I'll teach you that later. I just don't have time. I'm on YouTube Live right now. Yeah. So this student over here, right? This student over here, he was the guy that had 3 lays. Remember that Asian guy? He's like 3 condom wrappers, 3 condom. He's that guy in my testimonial. He won 3 awards, 3 Toastmasters under my training. And also for his job, he closed $2.2 million. So what the fuck? Because he learned skills from me. He took the day game skills for my game, the sales, right? He closed like 4 out of 5 deals in a row. Nobody has that. His own neural pathways, right? Like I said, was the reason why he was not closing one of them. John's game is so powerful, it could be taught to any salesman. And you look at the guy in Elite 30, that Indian guy, he has a sales job. Now he's making like, 6K or 7K Canadian a month. You see the Middle Eastern guy, right? After one conversation with me, I teach him a little bit. He's making like over 100K. Seriously. If this guy won 3 Toastmasters, how much skills does Johnny Elite have? And the only reason why I don't have a bigger following is because I don't look like your typical 6'2" strong Asian guy. That's it. You guys are stupid. You guys are looking at me, you're judging me, but you don't realize that if I were a tall 6'2" guy, you will listen to everything I say. The subscriber count will be close to like, over like 10,000 right now. This is just how the fucking world works. There's John's the shortest coach of all of them, and the one with all the student results. Go figure. You guys are such sheeps. You need to worship. There's too much mental bullshit. JB. Oh, I hope that's answering your questions, JB. Exactly. So work on the social skills. You're kind of socially retarded. I think I know who you are. You're one of my students. So your social intelligence is not there yet. You're not even aware. So when you watch Friends, you want to see a deeper level. Like you want to see the context. You don't want to think keywords only. You respond to keywords. She's like, oh yeah, I like dancing, but I'm getting kind of bored. I might want to move to a different country. So you see on the surface level, you're like, oh yeah, I like dancing too. She's like, what the fuck? She just said she wants to move to a different country. You can say something else like as a response, right? Yeah, I know, but I was born here. But a lot of people don't really feel at home here. Which country do you want to go in? What's wrong with us, like this country? Okay. Something a little bit more deeper. You see what I mean? That's level 2. Or if I have a feeling right now that you're really unhappy, but I feel like maybe it's because you're not finding the love of your life here. Something deeper, level 3. And then she's like, oh my God, how do you know? Or no, it's not that, but I'm also trying to do this. You're not thinking deep. You're just looking at surface level. I like dancing. Ugh. There's no social awareness. You see that? And when I teach autistic students that don't have a lot of skills, they never listen to instructions. I teach them. So they can never acquire the skills because they're not teachable. When I learn something, I want to learn everything in this book. I don't try to project my own opinion like, you know what? This guy says that one belief for product. I'll consider, I don't know. I just absorb it because it's the right person. This person actually made $80 million in 2018 just by sales letters. I want to learn from this, right? 80 million. One, Brazilian guy. Of course I want his fucking mental filter. I can help more students that way. You see that? I don't just think like, when I read this, it's not like I'll consider. Who the fuck are you considering? Because a lot of guys are like sheep. They're sociopaths. When they're considering things, they're always thinking opinions as facts. They think they know everything. Somehow they always tell me, the autistic students, that in Bible cases, oh, John, but I'm an expert. They always think they're an expert, but they have not accomplished shit. They have not accomplished shit until they train under me. So you're one tough man, but you speak the truth. Yeah, some people think I'm a little bit too tough when I teach them. It's like a little bit too tough. They're emotional. They're snowflakes. They don't want to hear it because they're like, John, I never asked for you to tell me. But listen, if I don't tell you guys the truth, the other red pill dating coaches will comfort your ego and extract your money. They'll extract all your money out of your pocket, and you're all going to fall for it because in your autistic sociopathic mind, opinions as facts, worshipping autism. You don't think that Tyler is giving you this death stare when he's talking like this, like he wants to kill you. The way he treats his staff, like my other student works with RSD. He holds all the hot seats in Vancouver. You don't see that. You just see the smile. When you see the smile, you're like, John's so happy. But, Ted Bundy's smiling. Ted Bundy's like, it looks like he's a serial killer. But you're like, oh my God, look how happy Ted Bundy is. That's what happens when you don't have the social intelligence. And the tonality you have is always so monotone. It's just like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's Asperger's. Like, that's Asperger's. Without the tonality, that's why you can dismiss friends. You cannot talk like the way they can talk and having jokes and stuff like that. The social skills, the way that most white people talk. White people talk to each other like that. Hey, bro, what's up? Oh, yeah, that's great, man. Yeah, I've been having a good... They talk like that. They sound like a fucking musical. They're so musical. They're like instruments. And you got you Asian guys who are surface level thinkers are like, I don't like friends because... No, they are like Their social skills is like so high, like 8 or 9. Your one is like 1. You don't know what you don't know because you project your own opinions as facts. You project that you know everything. So you're like, it's all game. I just go ask Jeffrey. You guys are seeing the mistakes now. You guys are getting it. Like I said, after COVID-19 is over, maybe September, October, who knows? Maybe December, maybe in the summer, when it's over, guess what happens? There's a new world. The skill economy opens up, and this is where I thrive. My students always been focusing on this. You want to focus on game, you do so at your own peril, especially when you're Asian after COVID-19. Everyone will be scared of you. Everyone will be scared of you. You're gonna be like Mr. China man who basically has coronavirus. They're gonna be scared to death about you. It's hard to read Paul Ekman's book on body language to learn what certain feelings look like. I was shocked to find out that I was blind for so long. Exactly. Like I know you very well. You are so blind. You're just reading expressions. You don't even see it when the women are very pissed off at you or kind of hesitant. Instead, you're like, oh yeah, you keep plowing and keep talking through. Now you guys are getting it. Now you're starting to get it. This is not like a Skype session for you here. Okay, it's not what it is. But you have helped the audience see that you've been focusing on all the wrong things. You've been focusing all the wrong things. And you're not a weak person either. You worked out for a long time. And you're not sure either. But it's not enough if you don't have the skills. You've been focusing on game. You've been working out. You've been boosting your height. You've been having that Rolex watch. But Instagram sucks. Value's not boosted. And that's not enough. You need skill. For all the Asians out there, even if you boosted everything here like he did, value, and try to boost some game with your delusions, without the skills, you have no chance whatsoever. And if you only focus on skills and you don't work on the dressing more rich, or you don't focus on improving your height, you don't focus on the V-shaped shoulders, you don't focus on the Instagram. I'm not saying automatically you have an Instagram, it works. There's an algorithm. But however, if you're not focusing on this stuff, or you're not focusing on this stuff, you are fucked. You will not be part of the new world. 1 in 5 will not make it to procreation. It's just going to be like, there's no mercy. Women are always going to see the value, 20 or 35. Women can tell by the body language. So if you're timid, heads down, you're kind of like timid in tonalities like this, guess what? Maybe your mother has been yelling at your father so much that when you're growing up, in the first 7 years of your life, you got used to, that the women, you put them on a pedestal, and therefore you get more beta, right? You get more beta. My bad. I was just thinking of these things are relevant to value and skills. Body language is relevant to social calibrations. In fact, you studying that can help you with your social calibrations a lot. Hope that really makes a lot of sense. It's already 1 hour and 42 minutes. My students are begging for me to train them. So look for other people to be a student. And the reason why you can't retrain with me again, JP, is because I think I know who you are. It's because you're not making the right amount of decisions for money. You're not working on your skills. Therefore, all autistic students, or in possible cases, they have a problem learning skills. You're part of the new world now. You're kind of fucked. If you don't focus on your skills, guys, not just that, high income skills, you're all fucked. You're all fucked. After COVID-19, the companies will not rehire you. The whole retirement model is dead. Industrial revolution is dead. It's all going to be digital. In the future, even cash is going to be dead. AI is going to take over everything. And the AI can decide whether or not you're a good citizen, and it frees your fucking bank account. You're like, shit. Now with COVID-19, the government has more and more control. It's like the elite's dream to take over everything. And it's great. I mean, yo, John, what's up? I was thinking of someone else, but maybe because I'm Latino, I think your advice still applies to everyone. Okay, whatever. Yo, John. Yo, what's up? Today's lesson, right? In case that you missed it, I'm going to go very soon. But it is about value. Skill game. Okay? HD. Values, looks, height, wide shoulders, all that stuff. Value is also money, dressing nice. Value is also about race, hierarchy, Instagram. Skills is your social calibrations, body language. Skills is your social skills. Skill is your emotional. It's not emotional impact. It's not like, oh, you got sexy legs. It's not. You're not trying to impact, because if you're autistic, like the other guy there, in a little bit sociopath, the vibe that you give off is not going to be the right vibe that you want to give, because it's a little bit tumorous. You want to give off a different vibe. So you want to have emotional control. You want to shut off all the emotions. You want to shut off all the other emotions first, like a light switch. Click, 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 click in the basement. Then you can focus on the right skills coming up, back out. Sometimes, like learning how to close all the skills because you don't realize it's very tumorous can really hurt you. And then the right emotional impact will happen after the emotional control. I know it's more advanced level. This is more manifestation stuff. Sometimes you got to turn off the bad manifestation, because then the right manifestation happens. Hope that makes sense. Okay, that's spot on. Exactly. So, and also game is just the last one. It's like sales. You just sales without the tonality, without the emotions. That's exactly it, HD. That's exactly it. That's why it's spot on. So therefore, it's time to focus on the skills, guys. It's not just a game. All the red pill coaches, HD, I said that they're no longer on YouTube because there's no more money to be made from the sheeps. You guys get it now. They're gone. They're gone because not coronavirus. It's because there's no money to be made. They're only in it for the money, HD. That's why they're gone. So when they're preaching to you, it's all game, right? They're just all trying to screw you over by making you ignore all this. And now you realize, even with the coronavirus, now it becomes a skill economy. The guys with the skill can go to any job in the world and still survive. The guys who are not like that, they're all screwed. That's the truth. It's just like ninjas practice at home. It's just like every other field, practice at home. Because just like public speaking, all this other stuff. Oh, my student's watching it now. Okay, you don't have to put your name on. Okay, if you're watching this right now, right, you don't have to put your name. You don't have to say hi. But regardless, if you want to, if it's not your name that's on YouTube, you want to say hi. Who are you? If you are there, then do not say hi. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, thank you.
Excuse me. I have a question. Yes.
So he's practicing the tonality now, this student. He's Indian student. Yeah, one of my students who lost his virginity under my training. So congratulations. He was what they call impossible cases, but now he's doing a secret program called Elite 60. I should not be telling you guys about it. So what is Elite 60? Emotional intelligence or impossible case. I actually am making a new program for impossible cases. The guys with autism, sociopath, all these qualities. He's basically learning how to write sales letters. He's learning the skills. He's learning how to do sales. He's learning how to do all this stuff. And in his work, he used to be falling far behind because he'll get so emotional. Now he's able to tackle everything. I've taught him how to strategically tackle everything, 80-20 style, Pareto principle. He's learning seduction now to master the social skills. Do you know this program is like every single what I call degree that you have to move upwards is 3 days each. He has to do like fucking 10 to 20 different things. He has to do like he has to do 300 fucking pull-ups in one day, 200 squats, 200 lunges without weights, push-ups, sit-ups. He has to learn Krav Maga. I'm teaching him. He has to learn all these skills. And so far, he has to build Instagram. He has to do all this stuff. He wants to get married with possibly a woman back at home in India. He's still trying to game them. And this is a very top secret program. Only the people that took it have to take my boot camp first, or 3 months to proficiency or Kaizen. Nobody else is allowed. There's already a few students signing up already. That 50-year-old man, he wants more results. He's already engaged. I think he's almost going to be engaged, but he's in a long-term relationship with that woman. And I'm just telling you, these people want this program. This is like more than 30 days. This is 45 days. This is a program that is working for impossible cases. He could not even breathe before at work. He was always flustered. He had this angry vibe. is all gone. It's kind of weird. I even taught him how to remove all the anger, all this stuff. It is a miracle program. That means it goes deep. It goes deep into every fucking category that you wouldn't even believe that somebody create a solution for impossible cases. No dating coach in the world has even attempted to deal with the autism. And with autism, they don't listen to anything you say for instructions. It's like Swiss cheese. It goes in their brain, and when they say like what they wrote down in the notes is nothing like what I said. Their eyes are hijacked. So therefore, when they look at the expressions, the happy, sad, all that stuff, they cannot read expressions, just like he said over there. So your student lost Virginia white chicken. Latina. So regardless, he still lost his virginity. That's still a good thing. I mean, he was like a really, really impossible case. But now he wants more. He has a fuck buddy now. So anytime he wants, he can just call her over and, bang. So regardless, he is one of the most impossible case students. The most impossible case. The emotions are kind of like negative. But however, I was able to change everything, with so many tasks a day. In the beginning, it was so hard. This program was nearly impossible. But such a program, because the universe is like, John, I want you to help impossible cases. I was like, dude, I never let impossible cases train with me. Fuck these people, right? But it's like, no, the universe says, John, you have helped hard cases. You have helped a lot of students. You help Asians. I want you to help impossible cases. I was like, oh, God, why me? Because you're the only one in the world that can do it. You're the only one with this kind of skill, this mental filter. You're the only coach in the world that can give them a solution, a cure, not just a treatment, a cure. You're not here to take their money. You're here to solve their world so you can solve everyone else's problems for the game. Inner game issues. You can solve every one. They have a lot of emotional issues. Even thinking about it makes me feel kind of fucked up right now. It makes me feel like, because I can almost connect to his brain universally. But however, they're starting to manifest victories, small victories. Now he's able to be invited to social circles. His social skills has dramatically improved a lot. Dramatically. But I gotta get back to this student. I gotta start teaching them. But for the time I spent with you guys, even if I could post more testimonials, I could post more boot camp stuff, but it takes time. I gotta study. I gotta learn in this new world. I gotta improve my skills. I gotta improve my skills so as soon as the lockdown is over, my skills is like 50,000 times. And while most of you are just gonna watch Netflix and wait for a stimulus check, I say I'm not gonna wait to die. I'm gonna be very proactive, and just go out there. Go out there. Like the 4 horsemen of the fucking apocalypse and fucking take over everything. So I hope you guys learned a lot. Go check out my site, and I'm gonna update with a new site very soon. Johnny Elite Outlet. And if you guys like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I lost 3 subscribers because I was just too busy studying. I'm sorry I kind of fell asleep yesterday. I was going to be on YouTube Live. But today's YouTube Live is really awesome. It's so enlightening. The next topic I'll be talking about is like, there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Anyways, hope you guys learned a lot. I'm very glad to, communicate with you guys. Do not be afraid of COVID-19. Wash your hands a lot. Social distancing. And don't touch your nose. And maybe close the tap with your elbows and stuff and don't touch it. And you'll be fine. And sometimes I kind of, flush the toilet with my feet. I don't touch it with the hands. Stuff like that. These hygiene stuff. And cough like this so you don't spread it. It's just, don't contribute to the problem. And especially these other dating coaches saying, oh, yes, give them a Tinder course or some more bullshit. Yeah, kill more people, guys. Kill more old people. That's great. Fucking murderers. Great video. Thanks again. No problem. Have a good day, guys. I get back to my students, and I hope you're all doing well. Use this opportunity. Use my course that you guys have. Practice at home. Practice in front of the mirror. Practice. And use up your Skype if you still have it with me. Take care. Johnny Leo.